G'day there. I wanted to give you a quick demo today of a new feature in Your Practice Pro around service calendars. This is a new type of calendar that actually makes it a whole lot easier and more functional for running health and wellness businesses like massage. So let me show you some of the key features here. We do have proper training on this in the course if you want to get into the detail, but I'm just sort of showing this real quick as a demo. Basically, we can set different services up as we would normally with calendars, but one of the biggest advantages to this is that now each of these individual service types can have its own variations on length. So we fill in all the normal details, all that kind of stuff. And then down the bottom here, we've got variations, and we can just literally add in a new variation. We can make this a 120-minute version of the same thing. How long does it actually go for? 120 minutes. We set a price. I don't know, I'm just making this up. Pre-post buffer time, all that kind of stuff to add gaps in your calendar, all the normal things that we've got. But we're adding in an extra variation. And what that means is when someone goes to book, they can select the type of treatment and then select the length, and it's all managed in one place. Makes it a whole lot easier to edit from our end and to book from theirs. We've also got a couple of other new options here. I'll show you what it looks like to book in a sec. Add-ons is really great. These have been made earlier, but you can just make them on the fly. And this is across any service that they're allocated to. We define the time, the length it takes to perform it, if it adds on to the service, and the price. They're variable, each of them. And you can make it so people can select these as they check out, and it will add up the price, total the time, all that kind of stuff. Or you might say, people can't actually book these themselves online, but I can add them in afterwards, and it's going to add up the invoicing correctly, let you charge the right amount, all that sort of stuff. So add-ons are really great for people who do specific types of add-ons. It's a great way to keep track of that and make it really easy to keep track and charge for it. There's another one is staff. If you've got different staff, even just a handful, we add the staff in. We then actually set the services that staff can perform. So maybe they can't do everything. We can change the pricing. If you've got, say, a senior team member that might charge more for a certain thing, we can change the pricing for anything for just this team member. And we go ahead and set the weekly hours. You can arrange that however you like across the week. And then the calendar automatically cross-references the team members to the services and shows availability for each thing in the booking page for the person who's booking. Now, if someone books online, just a quick demo of this, so there's a few different ways this can look, so don't get too distracted by that. But the way it happens just as a demo in this particular view, you'll see I've selected remedial massage, then I've got a bunch of different ones that I can select from. So you'll see over here, it's changing the different pricing, that sort of stuff in the estimate there. If I just go ahead, I'll just book one of these in so we can do a demo of how payment works. You'll see here's me as a team member, or we've got like a senior staff member. It adds up the price there effectively as well. So I'll choose Becca there. Then I'm going to go ahead and just choose a random time, 9 a.m. That looks right. And I'll go ahead and just book this person in. I've got the wrong form here. Hold on. It's a different form to the standard one I was just demoing to someone else, but that's okay. You can swap forms in there too. That's another feature. So I'll pop that booking in, and then I'll show you what that looks like on the inside. So here I am in the standard calendar view. I've got the staff member ticked on, and I can see the appointment here. Now, if I click it, it's going to come up with all the appointment details. That's great. Once the person comes in, we change them over to showed or cancelled, all of that kind of stuff. I'm just going to confirm that one. The other thing we can do is, as I said, we can edit this on the fly. And you can say, actually, when they came in, they ended up getting that facial and essential oils. We save that, and it's adjusting the total amount over here. You can also change things like titles and all that kind of stuff if you want to. Just depending on what they've changed, you can make sure that that's recorded correctly there. And then when we come in here, we're looking at the appointment. We can go to payments and literally just collect payment on the spot for that particular service. If they've got a card on file, we can just use the card on file and charge that. This is in test mode, so that'll just go ahead and charge them straight away. Or we can add a new card. People can also charge on phones, that kind of stuff. And then that's showing us paid, and that's all going to be recorded correctly. So it just makes the whole workflow really, really easy for the client to be able to book in, select the right services at the right lengths, team members, add-ons, everything is priced correctly, and then actually charging for that whole thing is really, really easy at the end as well. So I hope you love this. If you want a proper demo, jump in and take a look. As I said, we've got proper training that details all the bits and pieces, but this is a really exciting development specifically for massage and health.